Dajiha. So now let's talk about Rajaguna, or the mode of passion. The mode of passion is actually the energy of our fast-paced modern lifestyle. And one reason why our life has become so fast, it is because of our ability to be constantly connected. Okay? Technology is wonderful, right? Because we can actually connect with people anywhere, right? Whether these people are far away or they're just around the block, at an instant, social media allows us to be connected with them. And so our minds tends to just go from one connection to the next. We talk, with one person and then with the next one. We, go from one news feed to the next. And in this way, the social media lifestyle has really created a world for us that we can be involved in 24/7, right? There's constantly something that we can do. Right? We use it for everything. We talk to a friend, we buy our clothes, we do business, we watch movies, and if we get bored, then we just, figure out, sort of our next exotic, travel destination, and then we get absorbed into a total new world, for a while on our phones. So this mode of passion really can make us think that we need to do all of these things every day, all day, and all of them sort of at the same time. And there's just never enough time to do them all, and we, don't really get time for anything else, right? Because that has not become our life. And so we dial into this energy, and it has become sort of even a burden. There's a sort of a pressure actually to keep up with all those connections, with all the people, the updates, the changes, the news, the opportunities, right? And therefore we are just gonna stay in that energy all day until finally sort of in the evening we just get exhausted, we might just eat something and go to sleep until we do the same thing the next day. And for those people who have many planets in Rajasic signs, they might actually relate to what I just said more than others, but we are all living sort of the same digital lifestyle, right? Now, what could be some of the drawbacks from living exclusively in this mode of passion? Well, when there's no real priorities in life, then we get pulled in different directions without a real focus, goal, and purpose in life. And in the end, we might just feel like that we haven't really achieved a whole lot. It's just our minds that are sort of spinning every day crazy, but there's no real substance in life, right? And then when we add the increased stress and workload, then that is surely a recipe for burnout and depression eventually for a lot of people, okay? So that's why it's so important that we have this inner core that we can go back to whenever we need it, right? We all live and work in this world with technology, and it offers so much opportunity, more than ever before. There's a certain amount of freedom in our life. We can have our business, we can build our brand, we can connect with people, we can share our talent. It is amazing how much opportunities it offers, but we need to have a solid inner foundation that our life is based on. Otherwise, when difficult times come, we might just not be able to sustain our effort, right? When every spare second of our life is an opportunity for getting stimulated, whether it's watching TikTok clips or checking how many people like our posts, checking our messages, doing online shopping, and so on, we actually totally forget about to be with ourselves, right? Our inspirations, our own creativity, right? We are just forever interrupting ourselves in our creative flow, right? We rarely concentrate on tasks for long so that we can ultimately, really learn to be with ourselves in our creative flow. And so we deprive ourselves and ultimately the world, from our authentic creative self-expression and the unique things that we could give to the world if we were just a little bit more self-aware, right? And then when we spend some time with ourselves and see what inspirations and ideas come out of ourselves, then we might also become aware of the noise in our head, and we might learn to actually deal with it a little bit better. You know, why do I need to constantly actually listen to all this mental chatter, right? Most of what goes on in our heads, you know, is usually negative and critical anyways, right? It doesn't make us feel good, and it definitely doesn't tell us, you know, to pursue our inspirations. It doesn't tell us, you know, how we can have a better relationship and love the important people in our life, right? And so yes, Rajaguna offers a lot of opportunities to get connected with people, to live this fast-paced lifestyle that gets a lot of things done. It connects us with a lot of people. It allows us to be independent, to live a very comfortable lifestyle as well. But it does not give us our unique creative purpose for life, nor does it allow us to overcome our fears and traumas, right? So make sure that you take the time to learn how to unplug from time to time, so that you don't get lost in this digital world. So the Rajasic signs are Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Libra. Aries is not an inspired or sattvic sign. The sun is exalted in Aries and the sun is inspired, but it is through Aries that we feel the inspiration as a thrill, okay? Both the sun in Aries and the sun in Leo, they're actually strongly inspired, but Aries is more thrilled because of that Rajasic quality of Aries. So Aries has a lot of excitement about what it does. And the sattvic planets, Sun, Moon, and Jupiter are inspired in Aries. But along with that inspiration comes a lot of that excitement. Now, the only planet that really gets troubled in Aries is Saturn, right? All the other planets really consider Mars as a friend or neutral, okay? Saturn in Aries makes the Rajasic experience very painful. A person gets excited about something, but then they get disappointed. And the disappointment for them is very painful. The letdown of the excitement can really be so painful for them that the person actually becomes totally indifferent, right? People with Saturn in Aries, they really suffer a lot of disappointment with the things that they were excited about, okay? And so Saturn in Aries is actually a very painful position. But good planets in Aries, they really give a person, you know, a lot of thrills of the things that they can do. And they also actually won't do things that they don't feel thrilled about, okay? When they're thrilled about something, then there's an incredible amount of energy that they can put into, okay? Saturn in Aries will oftentimes actually also force people into doing something that they are not thrilled about, right? And you can expect that, you know, that these people have things in their life that they consider a total drudgery, but somehow or another they are just forced into those things that they are not thrilled about, okay? Now, Taurus and Libra are Rajasic signs. Venus is a Rajasic planet, and so the Venus signs are also about, you know, the excitement and the fulfillment, okay? Venus is, of course, an important planet for rejuvenation, for regenerating our cells, our bodies, and emotions. And we get that when we are actually excited about something, right? A healthy excitement is actually very rejuvenating. The excitement of falling in love, for example, right? It gives us so much energy, and that actually can heal us, at least at that time, as long as we are, as long as we have the butterflies in our stomach, right? Then we don't feel any problems, right? All those aches and pains, they're just gone when we are in love with someone. So just imagine that, you can develop such a healthy love relationship, which is Venus, so that you can actually, regularly recharge yourself and the other person when you're together, right? You can recharge each other. You can actually, in fact, heal each other, right? Because the energy, that positive energy, that chi, it just heals us, and it rejuvenates us. Okay. Actually, they did a big scientific research where they took around 100,000 people to find out how their marital status actually affected their health. And the conclusion of their research was that married people are healthier and live longer than those who are single, who are separated, divorced, or widowed. And those people who are married, they seem to have better mental health, they have fewer health conditions, and they actually recover faster from illness. Okay, so there's something to it, that Venus rules love, but Venus is also the planet that rules our chi. And so if we can have a healthy love life, then we have a lot of chi, and we have a lot of impetus and excitement about life, right? Because we are in love with ourselves, with the people in our life, we are in love with life, right? And so we have a lot of energy, and that energy rejuvenates us, and it helps us to maintain good health. So when there are healthy planets in the signs of Venus, then we can pursue a passion and be excited about it. And that excitement actually energizes us, right? We have that excitement, we have love, we have that vibrant energy within us, and it's very healing and regenerating for the whole system. But troubled planets in the signs of Venus, they do the opposite, right? We pursue a desire and then we don't get it, we feel really bad, we are devastated, and we get depleted. Finally, let's talk about Gemini. Gemini is a Rajasic sign. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Therefore, Gemini is really excited about all the things that it can do, right? There's so much to explore, so much to know, so much to learn, right? We can explore so many places, we can learn about them and visit them. And for Gemini, life is really exciting. The world that they live in is exciting. And so healthy planets in Gemini, make us excited about all the things that can be done in life, because life can just be so much fun. And Gemini gets easily aroused to excitement to anything really. But when there are afflictions in Gemini, then it will be a lot harder for a person to get excited about something, right? There will be some excitement, but then that can quickly get overshadowed by all the problems that come along with it.